Good afternoon, Namibia, and welcome to your daily lunchtime show where we get to catch up on current events and headlines that are in the news. My name is Priska Anyolo, and thank you so much for joining us today. Let us first have a look at the incoming news this morning. The Independent Patriots for Change has achieved a lot since its establishment last year, but much still needs to be done, Party President Dr. Panduleni Itula has said. Itula made these remarks at the celebration of the party's one-year anniversary in Windhoek. He highlighted that 3 months after the party was launched, it managed to field candidates in all 121 constituencies who went on to contest the 2020 Regional Council and Local Authority elections. The party managed to win seats in 37 out of the 57 councils across the country. Moving on to our COVID-19 update. Our COVID-19 monitor looks at active cases today. By Saturday, health authorities still reported more than 20,000 such cases in Namibia, with no feedback yet from the Ministry of Health and Social Services, while data for the Commerce region remains static. The Windhoek district reported only 862 new cases over the past 14 days, meaning that the balance of close to 14,000 cases technically have recovered already, according to the ministry's own guidelines. Omusati is among the regions that recently reported an increase in new cases, but even here, the recovery rate is 89%. 8 of Namibia's 14 regions show recovery rates of more than 90%. Oshotonjupa, like Erongo, had more than 1,000 active cases and a recovery rate of 83%. The recovery rate of Ohangwena, with 647 active cases, stood at 78%, 87% for Kavango West, and 69% for the Zambezi region, where active cases numbered 758. The highest recovery rate is the 95% reported on the last day of July for Oshikoto, Kavango, East and Hardap regions. In Oshana and Kunene, 94% of cases have recovered and 93% in Omaheke and Karas. Next up, we bring you video news clips from around the country. And for our first story, QKR Namibia Navachab Gold Mine donated approximately 37,000 face masks worth $100,000 Namibian to the Erongo Regional Health Directorate on Monday. Adolf Kare prepared this clip.
I'm proud here today to hand over just over 37,000 masks with over $100,000. These are FFP3.
This donation is coming at the right time, where many of our frontline workers are challenging with this COVID-19 in terms of infection. And especially during the third wave, where we have seen a number of course, hospitalizations.
The Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security patrolled the streets of Walvis Bay the past weekend. He was joined by the Namibian Police Inspector General Sebastian de Tunga. Leandria Lowe was there.
When you see the police, when you see the army, don't be scared. They are there for your protection. My mission here is just to check the overall compliance of COVID-19 protocol and to educate with my team here wherever possible. Now I will start with my two brothers here. This one and this one. Oh, this one is realized. When you put a mask, also the nose must be covered. Because if you get corona and you go back home, that enemy called corona, you take it to your family. And that's what we don't want. We have experienced a situation where the elderly are dying of corona. And in most cases, corona is brought into homes by our young people. And our young people, luckily enough, quite a number of them, they have immunity. But our elders, they do not have immunity. As a security cluster here, we are experiencing a situation whereby people even die in homes because of corona. And as a result, you find that the security cluster who come to remove the bodies, they are also affected. And the general compliance here, I'm really very happy compared to some places where we have undertaken the operation. Because I see people with masks, and I'm sure some of you must also always carry where necessary your sanitizer. Washing of hands is very important. But above all, vaccine, meaning vaccination is the most important that you can use to protect yourself, to protect your families, to protect your friends, to protect your workmates, to protect your nation against the corona.
On the front pages of today's newspapers, the Namibian Sun reports that Cabinet has approved a 100 million Namibian dollar purchase of the foreign-owned stake in Swakopmund Hotel and Entertainment Center after months of protracted negotiations. The Republican reports that 30 bodies are being piled up in a refrigerated 3x6 meter freight container at a state hospital that actually only takes 6. The Allgemeine Zeitung reports that for the first time, the potential of hydrogen production as an energy source on the continent is being investigated in an international cooperation project involving numerous South African countries. Namibia is also involved in the creation of a map that reveals possible hydrogen hotspots. The Namibian reports that 2 countries have 2 athletes each in the 200 meters women's final in the track and field competition at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. One is the sprinting powerhouse Jamaican and the other is Namibian. In the new era, it is reported that President Hage Geingob believes the era of guided democracy championed by his predecessors in the ruling party is over, and prospective clients will have to battle it out this time around. And on the inside of our country's newspapers, you'll be able to read up on the following. According to the Market Watch, The total volume of cargo transported by sea in June 2021 amounted to 556,206 tons, compared to 407,390 tons recorded in the preceding month. On page 3 of the Namibian Sun, it is reported that the Walvis Bay Council will sell its available urban in Casemont and Naraville by way of public bidding under the massive urban land servicing project. The Republican reports that there is room to use almost 300 million cubic meters more water per year for irrigation purposes in Namibia. The Allgemeine Zeitung reports that there was a food shortage in Namibia last year. This analysis was made during a national dialogue in preparation for the United Nations World Food Summit scheduled for September. The Namibian reports that the Independent Patriots for Change leader, Panduleni Itula, says his party will not join the mooted demonstrations against the reappointment of Anti-Corruption Commissioner Director General Paulus Noah. In the new era, it is reported that Namibia's lion population continues to grow steadily, with 2020 statistics indicating that the wildcat's population stands at approximately 800 worldwide. The Zone reports about the 15-year-old baker from Ongwediva who created Carolina's Bakery when she was only in grade 4. She has since then grown it into a successful business venture. And now for our daily sport clips, today focusing on our track athletes. Namibia's two track athletes, Beatrice Masilingi and Christine Bommer, performed exceptionally well at the Olympic Games in Tokyo yesterday. Here's a short clip of what the ladies are up to at the moment.
Christine Boma and Beatrice Masilingi, Namibia's 200-meter female sprinters, made it to the final of the event after running personal bests at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. The two athletes progressed to the semi-finals of the 200 meters after a stunning performance in the heats on Monday morning, where Boma ran 22.11 seconds, a new national record and the under-20 world record, and Masilingi ran a new personal best of 22.63 seconds.
Yeah, we are now preparing for lunch. This unhealthy lunch in front of you, that's mine. Next to me is the physio, as usual. Everything perfect and healthy. Then we have Christine. She's just quickly gonna get a water and a juice for her. She's sitting opposite me. And there on the other side is Beatrice with a good and healthy lunch, reloading. Banana, fruit, pasta, and they're reloading, getting fuel for the race. And we will talk to you during the day, just telling you what we are doing and how we are preparing to just keep you updated.
We have reached the end of today's show. Thank you so much for joining us on NMH at 1. Please do keep safe as well as your family members, and stay tuned for a quick snapshot of the weather as well.